What if I told you that right now, silently, our planet's health is being compromised? Every day, invisible elements are at play, subtly yet significantly altering the world we live in. Pollution, a term often thrown around in discussions about the environment, actually encompasses a complex array of threats that affect air, water, soil, and even the sounds around us. Imagine the air we breathe, filled not just with oxygen, but infiltrated by harmful particles and gases. Picture our vibrant oceans, rivers, and lakes tainted by chemicals and waste. Visualize the earth beneath our feet, a silent witness to decades of degradation through toxic substances. And consider the constant hum of background noise, an overlooked disruptor of natural harmony and human health. This is not just about smog-filled skylines or visible waste. The urgency to address these issues is critical for the health of our planet and future generations. Let's uncover the silent threats lurking in our environment. Every breath you take, every move you make could be filled with unseen dangers. Imagine the simple act of inhaling, something so natural and essential, yet in today's world, it's fraught with risks. Air pollution, a pervasive companion of modern life, often goes unnoticed until its effects are felt. It emanates from various sources, each contributing to a cocktail of atmospheric toxins. Vehicles, for instance, are major contributors. Every day, millions of cars emit not just carbon dioxide, but also nitrogen oxides and particulate matter. These pollutants do not merely vanish. They linger, blend, and alter the very quality of the air we breathe. Then there are the industrial discharges. Factories, power plants, and refineries release an array of pollutants including sulfur dioxide and volatile organic compounds. These emissions don't respect borders. They travel, transforming blue skies into gray hazes. Agricultural activities add another layer. The use of pesticides and fertilizers releases ammonia, a less discussed yet significant player in air pollution. This ammonia often combines with pollutants from other sources to form particulate matter, tiny particles that can penetrate deep into the lungs. The consequences? They are profound and distressing. On human health, air pollution is an invisible assailant. It exacerbates asthma, triggers respiratory infections, and increases the risk of heart disease. The World Health Organization estimates that every year, millions of people die prematurely due to air pollution-related diseases. This isn't just a statistic, it's a global health crisis unfolding in real time. The environment suffers no less. Acid rain, a byproduct of air pollution, weakens forests and lakes. Global warming, fueled by increased levels of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, threatens entire ecosystems, pushing our planet to precarious limits. The air above us, an invisible blanket of life, now carries the weight of human progress. As we look up and ponder the clear or clouded skies, let's remember the invisible yet profound impact of our everyday choices and consider what legacy we choose to leave in the very air future generations will breathe. Water is life's mater and matrix, mother and medium. But what happens when this life source turns toxic? Imagine a river, once clear and vibrant, now a murky flow of despair. Rivers, lakes, and oceans across the world are becoming cesspools of pollution. At the heart of this environmental tragedy are common pollutants like plastics, rampant chemicals, and untreated sewage, each playing a sinister role in this unfolding crisis. Plastics, those versatile materials that populate every corner of modern life, have become one of the most daunting challenges for our water bodies. Every year, millions of tons of plastic waste find their way into the aquatic environment, breaking down into microplastics that infiltrate every level of the food chain. The visual of a seabird, its stomach brimming with plastic remnants, is as heartbreaking as it is horrifying. Chemicals, too, contribute to the poisoning of our waters. Industrial processes discharge a myriad of harmful substances into waterways, often with minimal treatment. These chemicals can alter the very nature of water, making it hostile to life. Fish and other aquatic animals are born with deformities, their reproductive systems disrupted by the toxic soup they inhabit. Then there's untreated sewage, a direct result of inadequate sanitation facilities and infrastructure. This not only contaminates water, but also breeds diseases. Communities relying on these water sources for drinking, cooking, and bathing are frequently plagued with health crises, a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of environment and public health. The impact on ecosystems is profound. Aquatic life suffers, biodiversity dwindles, and the balance of entire ecosystems shifts, sometimes irreversibly. But the effects reach humans too. Contaminated water sources lead to outbreaks of diseases such as cholera and hepatitis, painting a grim picture of the consequences of neglecting our water environments. Indeed, the story of water pollution is not just about the environment. It's a poignant chapter in the story of human survival and well-being. Our waters, once pure and sustaining, now struggle under the burden of pollution. Beneath our feet lies a silent victim of our industrial advancement. As the wheels of progress turn, the earth beneath us quietly endures the consequences. Soil, often overlooked in discussions of pollution, bears the brunt of harmful practices and reckless industrialization. From the sprawling fields of agriculture to the hidden corners of industrial zones, soil pollution has become a pervasive issue that affects ecosystems, food safety, and human health. The primary culprits? Industrial waste, pesticides, and heavy metals. Factories and industrial plants discharge a variety of pollutants, including chemicals and untreated waste, into the environment, often directly into the soil. These substances can include everything from petroleum hydrocarbons to solvents and heavy metals like lead, mercury, and cadmium. The consequences are dire, as these toxins can linger in the soil for decades, altering its composition and poisoning the natural flora and fauna. Agriculture too plays a significant role in soil degradation. The overuse of chemical pesticides and fertilizers is particularly damaging. These chemicals may achieve their short-term goal of pest elimination and crop yield enhancement, but at a considerable long-term cost. They seep into the soil, making it toxic and reducing its fertility. The result is a vicious cycle where more chemicals are needed each season to achieve the same agricultural output. The impact on plant life is profound. Contaminated soil leads to the growth of crops that are themselves contaminated. This not only puts wildlife at risk, but also affects human food supplies and safety. Consuming these crops can lead to a range of health issues, from acute poisoning to long-term diseases. Furthermore, soil pollution contributes to a significant loss of biodiversity. Healthy soil is teeming with microorganisms that play critical roles in the ecosystem, such as decomposing organic matter and supporting plant growth. Polluted soil, however, can become a hostile environment for these organisms, thereby disrupting these vital processes. The very ground that nourishes us is crying out for help. As stewards of this planet, it is imperative to heed this call by adopting more sustainable practices and ensuring the health of our soil for future generations. In the cacophony of modern life, there's a pollutant that assaults not just our ears, but our very well-being. It's called noise pollution, a pervasive byproduct of our industrialized world. This invisible disruptor emerges from the bustling traffic, the roaring industrial operations, and the ceaseless urban development that characterizes our cities. Imagine the relentless hum of traffic that never quietens, the sudden jarring noises of construction sites, and the incessant din of factories. These aren't just minor irritations, they are significant sources of environmental stress. Noise pollution goes beyond mere annoyance, infiltrating our lives with profound impacts on health and quality of life. Studies have shown that prolonged exposure to high decibel levels can lead to hearing loss, a condition that is becoming alarmingly common in both adults and children. But the effects of noise stretch further into more insidious territories of health. It's linked to increased stress levels, as our bodies react to noise as they would to any other stressor, by releasing cortisol. With knowledge comes responsibility. How do we turn the tide against pollution? Every day, countless human activities contribute to the growing epidemic of pollution. From the cars we drive to the products we consume, each action has a ripple effect on our environment. But the narrative doesn't end here. It's also about transformation and the power of change. Take recycling, a simple yet profoundly effective way to reduce waste. By recycling paper, plastics, and metals, we decrease the need for raw materials, thereby conserving natural resources and reducing landfill waste. It's a prime example of a small habit that can lead to significant environmental benefits. Stricter regulations also play an essential role. Governments around the world are beginning to implement tougher laws on emissions and waste management. These regulations don't just curtail the excesses of industries, they also encourage innovation in green technology. From electric vehicles to renewable energy sources like wind and solar, green technologies are paving the way for a cleaner future, reducing our carbon footprint and diminishing our impact on global pollution levels. Yet, the journey towards a pollution-free environment is a collective one. It requires each of us to be mindful of our choices and actions. Opting for public transport, reducing energy consumption, and supporting eco-friendly businesses are steps that add up. Every choice we make can help heal our planet or harm it further. As we stand at the crossroads of environmental responsibility, what path will we choose? Throughout this exploration, we've witnessed the pervasive threats that pollution poses to our air, water, and soil. Air thick with pollutants suffocates our cities. Waterways, once teeming with life, now serve as conduits for toxins. The earth beneath our feet, a silent casualty, is saturated with chemicals. Even the constant barrage of noise disrupts the delicate balance of nature's soundscape. These issues are not merely environmental, they are deeply human. Each breath, sip, and step we take is intertwined with these elements. The consequences of our actions are undeniable, yet so is our capacity for change. The urgency to act is palpable. We must rally, innovate, and implement solutions that cleanse rather than contaminate. By embracing sustainable practices and technologies, we can redirect our course towards a healthier planet. Together, we can forge a future where the air, water, soil, and sounds around us resonate with life, not toxins.